Hey everybody, how's it going? This particular video is a response to a tag I received from Peter at FS Bushcraft, and he tagged me. It's kind of a shameful thing to have to say, but 2 months ago, maybe more, and I do apologize, Peter, for that taking so long. Truly, that's kind of sad state of affairs, but I've been in contact with Peter, and I just let him know what's going on, and just getting through some issues with lung infection that has been really keeping me down, not doing too much, not getting out. And I didn't want to do this video around the house. I mean, sometimes you have to do things like that, and it's not that it's a big deal, but I felt this one deserved trees. So I made it out to my camp. It's muggy as you'd want it to be. It's really hot out today. Got a fire going anyways because it's too hot for long sleeve, and the bugs are out in the bush, so needed to smoke bath myself. Anyways, Peter, good question. When did I first know? It's the when did you first know tag. That, bushcraft or the outdoors or the woods or, whatnot were for you, or were going to be such a big part of your life, or are such a big part of your life, and many ways to interpret that. And, I think my answer, the short answer for that is that it's a standard response for people who, have gotten this tag and been asked this question. And it's a passion, it's a love. It's, something I did growing up. I grew up in a little town, a village actually, called Fitzroy Harbor, about a 300 person population or something like that. And, we lived, I don't know, half kilometer off the road, in trees all around us, aside from the immediate neighbor who was maybe 500 yards up the road, who happened to be my aunt. Aside from that, we had a kilometer or two of trees and bush around us. So I grew up with access to that. I grew up in that, and it was a forested community to begin with. So, wake up in the morning, get home from school, and it'd be out the bush. I mean, I remember going out into the bush by myself, probably as young as 7, 8 years old. I think when I was around 5, 6, and 7, there was this little stand of trees, like right at the edge of the property. I have my little fort in there and whatnot, as we all tend to do, and climb trees there. And then once that 7, 8 range hit, bam, I was off. I probably safe to say that I would get as far as 1,000 yards out anyway, into the bush. Little streams and creeks used to follow, and a couple spots. We all have our little spots when we're kids that we like to go to. But for me, it was just just the way of life. Always loved it. Never thought about it, as you never do when you're young. It's just something you enjoy. But as you start to get older, and you think about things more instead of just doing them and living them. You do and live things, but you start to think more. And for me, it's just I get out as soon as I hit the tree line. It's just tension and release. Stress is gone. You feel lighter, and this is all the things I feel. You feel lighter. The breeze is cooler, the air is cleaner, all those things, that are almost stereotypes, but they're so true. I've always got this little smile on my face when I'm out, even if I'm having a bad day. It never fails to cheer me up. Even if I'm being bothered by bugs, I'd rather be bothered by bugs out in the bush than not. So I don't know what else to say. I love it. Like I said, grew up in the woods. I've always had access to the woods. There's maybe a 4 or 5 year span where my wife and I had to move into the city, into Ottawa, to get work, and it's just the way it was. And then every day, just sucked the life right out of me. To be perfectly honest, I couldn't stand it. couldn't stand it, and I was happy when we got back out this way, back out in the countryside. And it's something I'll always enjoy. It's something I have been passing on to my daughter, who is going to be 4 in October. Yikes! And it's a joy and a passion that I'm sure she will, and I certainly hope she shares, because there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. I have a hard time with crowds and with buildings all around me. I find my eyes unfocus a little bit, if that makes sense. I have to really focus on one thing for it to be clear. I'm out in the bush. I mean, I'm surrounded by, you know, countless trees and scrub brush and all that other stuff, but my vision is so much clearer. It's pretty wild. It's pretty cool. I don't know how many people have that. I don't know. Maybe I've got tumors and it's just me. I don't know. But there's just something about it. Vision gets better, you know, just like I said, everything about it makes me feel better. And I couldn't imagine life any other way, except for maybe living off grid, you know, like just all the time, full time, all in it, self-sustaining and all that stuff. That would be the only way it could get better. But yeah, that's my ramble. That's my answer for you, Peter. And again, sorry it took so long. Kind of shameful, but I really do appreciate you tagging me on this one. Great tag. A little bit of nostalgia there for me talking about growing up, so that was really cool. I appreciate that. And I think that's going to be it. So thanks again, Peter. Really appreciate it. And I hope this satisfies your question and does justice to the tag. And I'm going to sit back and relax a little bit, maybe bust up some more wood, keep my fire going, and enjoy the day before it gets too crazy for me. I'm not much of a summer guy, but how can you have a problem with this, right? Thanks very much, everybody. Be well. So, day before, did a VR, this VR, for when did I know? You know, when did I know that the outdoors was important to me, or when did I know that bushcraft or nature and being out in it was what I wanted to do, was a passion. Many ways to explain or to interpret that particular tag. That's just the way I'm going to babble through it. Got that from Peter at FS Bushcraft, of course. And forgot to film my my tags, who I was going to forward the tags to. So I'm going to do that now. So when did you know? When did you know? I'm going to tag Shane Coffey. Shane Coffey Outdoors. Let's hear your thoughts on that, buddy. If anyone I tag has done this one, because I know this one has made its rounds, I apologize. And if I've watched it probably on your channel and forgotten, again, I apologize. But either refer me to it or go ahead and do another one. That'd be cool. Who else are we gonna do? Let's do. Okay, he just did it, so I can't do him. Bushcraft Northeast, Barnabas. Let's hear your thoughts on this one, buddy. When did you know that this was something you had to have in your life or was a passion for you? You know, like I said, explain that one however you want. Rob's Bushcraft. My bearded brother from a Swedish mother. When did you know that this was something that was always going to be in your life, you know, was a passion? I think we all have pretty much the same answer, but I'd just like to hear your thoughts on it. He may have done this tag. Rob, you may have done this tag before. Again, I apologize, but what the heck? We'll do another one, right? Who else? Who else would I like to hear back on this one from? Really should have brought out a list, but you know, that's me. Top of my head. Oh dear. We'll just walk around for a second and think. Who else do I want to tag on this one? It's a good question. But I know already hasn't been tagged. That's the difficulty. That's the difficulty for me right now. Well, I can't think of anybody that I don't know of for sure. off the top of my head. I mean, there's so many channels, right? There's so many channels. Spook. I don't know if you got this one or not, buddy. Maritimespook. If you haven't done this one, then I definitely extend it to you. I don't remember hearing a story from you, so that might be cool. So we'll say Spook at Maritimespook. And I feel like doing one more. Who do I feel like doing? Come on, think about it, think about it, think about it. Who are we going to do? Let's do, you know what? Let's do Mike. At, there's a number after your channel name, buddy. And I may even pronounce your last name wrong. Mike Prout. Prout or Prout? I apologize, brother. I'm not good at pronouncing last names. But let's hear this one from you and see what you have to say. And if the lads over at Canadianpathfinders want to do a group answer to this one, or individually, Drew, Bradley, Cirque, you guys want to answer that one? When did you know? When did you know that this was something you had to have in your life, that you needed, that you desired? And sometimes we forget until we get back in it, and then it's just like a wave, right? How could we have ever been without it? That's going to be it for my list. Hopefully everyone doesn't mind doing this. Like I said, if I've tagged anybody that's been tagged already, jeepers, maybe give me a little slap in the head and refer me back to, to your video. And I apologize. You know, if you have done it and I tagged you, I still probably likely watched it and just have forgotten that you did it. So, you know, sieve head, I don't know what to tell you. The beard, you know, it pulls the fluids out of the brain to feed itself. That's the way it is. I can't do anything about that. It's a symbiotic relationship. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Have a great day and be well.